Carl, welcome to this week's edition of In the Dugout. We'll start off with a few questions from the fans. The first from Jeremy Burrows, who asked about the Dons Twitter page, says he'd like to see more tweets that are coming in from fans wishing us good luck. Maybe saying he's seeing too many news items posted on there.
Well, that's what they asked for, didn't they? They wanted some feedback, but we have had someone, who's very close to the club, make contact. If the manpower, we ain't got the manpower for the retweeting and the favouriting and all this stuff. Offered his services, so I've handed that on to Luke, and I'm sure Luke will be in touch with the gentleman. But we really appreciate him getting in touch. And again, I've says we're trying to get good at certain things, and then before we can move on to doing the other things. We've got the free 3 days before, 3 days after news we do, and then we'll start increasing that once we sort of get good at that. And we've mentioned this a few times now.
And as you say, the links on social media are linked to the club website, so all the news stories that go out, previews and post-match reaction as well, before and after games, that's all set up, isn't it, for the fans to go and look at whenever they want? Yeah,
and that's what we're trying to do, drive everyone to our website. And the stuff we put out on Twitter and that is genuine stuff from the club. I think there's another Twitter account now that Don's offloaded. They're doing a decent job on that, which we thank them for that, and they're doing some good stuff for us there. So we're trying, and these people who are close to us and who we speak to and trust, that they'll put out the right messages for the club. We're happy for them to do it like that, and that's why Luke will more than likely be in touch with the gentleman that emailed and offering some help.
There's an anonymous question here asking where the problems lied in the last couple of weeks. Is it with the players or maybe the structuring of the team? And we saw Gary take a bit of stick, didn't we, at York last week? Maybe a bit unfair after the football. We've had 2 defeats, haven't we? We won the first 3 league games, so a couple of defeats. Not the worst position in the world still.
No, and listen, players have got to take some ownership, which they have. We all seen the little bit of stuff what you said vented towards Gary. I'd openly tell people, welcome to go down to Cantley Park and watch your training sessions and see if you still think the same thing of the manager there, because the man works very, very hard, and listen, the players are the ones who should answer that question. The players, I was in the changing room on Sunday, and the players sort of answered it in there, what they heard it as well. What wasn't. It's easy not to point the finger at the manager. So the players called a meeting for Tuesday for themselves. We went down where I had a coaches meeting with the coaches, and like you say, we played Toronto. Very, very tough game, and that'll probably happen to most of the teams in our league. They'll probably let us off for that one, even though the manner of the defeat was not what we all wanted. The York one was a real disappointment. So if you take the Toronto one out, we've lost 1 league game, and we need to be better. We do need to be better, and we need to be more creative and all that. But if you go and watch them train, you wouldn't think we got that problem. So my style is we've always won things because we've got a very, very good team spirit. If that's lacking, then that's my job to change that. I'll take ownership of that, and if people can't buy into our togetherness and our team spirit, well then I'll quickly remove them from the club. It's not it's not a threat. That's my style. We won the when we won the league, and we did really well in the championship, and that we were all in it together, and I'm including the supporters. We're one. I've never known it in the 10 years I've been here, the supporters sort of been a bit like this, and a few players, the vibes I'm getting coming out of the camp. So it's my job to fix it quick, and I'll do that. I do. The supporters are entitled to their opinion. I accept it, and I can take it. I'll tell you now, 4 years ago, I wouldn't have been able to handle it, and I wouldn't have took it on the chin, and I'd be having to go back at them. But They're bang entitled to their opinions, but listen, it's so easy to blame the coach. Get down to training and see what they do, and the coaching staff. There's not just one coach here. We've got four coaches who all contribute to everything. So they've got to take it as a collective. At the end of the day, Gary's the main man. He's the coach. He makes the decisions. But a lot of the stuff I think is unjust at the moment. And my plea to the supporters is, come on, we're one club. The players, I've said the same to the players. My instruction is, if there's any bad apples down there, get rid of them. I'm not going to have it. We won't have it at this club. This club has got to be, one club. And as a player, it was brilliant. Yeah, and the fans are great fans, but some of the stuff that is getting fed back to me, I just think is not fair.
You touched on the Toronto defeat there. We saw them go and put 80 past North Wales on Good Friday, didn't we? There was 16-0 up at half time. So although it was a disappointing result for us, it shows that we're not going to be the first and we're not going to be the last team to get scored that many points against us.
Listen, I'm not worried about Toronto. They're here because they've been put here. Personally, I would have loved to play them again the very next week to show that wasn't the Doncaster that we believe we've got here. Paul Rowley's a very astute coach, and he's gone out publicly. I've heard it now numerous times, him saying, don't look at the Doncaster result like that, because that was a freakish result. We wouldn't do that to them again, and that probably won't happen to them again. And that leads us on to the Leeds game. So, when people, I've had a few of my mates saying to me, you wouldn't lose to a Super League club by that score. I said, well, we'll find out in 2 weeks. Why? We're playing Leeds. So, listen, the boys, the boys were hurt. Their pride was dented. When you play rugby league, it's tough to take those sort of results, and it's how you respond. And we didn't get the response last week. Nobody's given us a chance this week, so we can go to Leeds. The boys are looking forward to it. Go to Leeds, play rugby, throw some things at them that they're not used to in the Super League. Kick on the first tackle, chip it over, do what you want. Let's go. Let's have a crack at them, and let's give the fans something to cheer about.
The way this game's built, then, a massive occasion for the club, but we go into it as massive underdogs, don't we, with the size of the club that Leeds are. Is it a chance for the players to just relax maybe and play the natural game, enjoy the occasion?
That's their right, and hopefully as a club to get some confidence out of it, and as individuals get some confidence out of it. That's the remit this week, is to go and play against Leeds Rhinos at Headingley. Great experience for the young boys, and if one or two of them do themselves proud, they'll get a heap of confidence out of it, and which will do us good in the coming games of the season. So, for me personally, I want the boys to just go and play, and as a club, we get some confidence, and we give the supporters some real buzz about themselves, where they can go away thinking, well, if we play like that the rest of the year, we should be okay. And listen, I could be getting flat on my face here if the worst happens, but this is personally what I want. I want the boys to go and give everything they've got and gain some confidence, and just to get the supporters back on the side as well. It's vital that we're all as a group.
And we've seen the Leeds squad, I'm sure all the fans have as well. They're not taking us lightly, are they? The likes of Ryan Hall, Rob Burrow, Danny Maguire, all in that squad. So they're going to come at us and try and win the game.
Oh, listen, mate, I'm going to get off the phone. I'm going to ring Mac straight after, because as soon as this interview's finished, he's obviously showing us a massive amount of respect, and he's not seen the Toronto score. He's picked a hell of a side out there, and that tells you that they're taking the game serious as well. So Mac's Mac, and he wants to win every game that they go into, and he's certainly put a few top guns out there. I don't think he's hardly rested anyone.
In some ways then, is that better for us as a club? Because then we can say that whatever the scoreline is, we've gone there and tested ourselves against Leeds' best players, and some of the best players in the sport of rugby league. Yeah, and it's great, and that'll make the fans turn up as well. If he was to announce the under-19s, we probably wouldn't get the
the crowd that the team he's named deserves. So listen, it's Challenge Cup, it's rugby league. We've seen everything happen before. We certainly won't be going there in the mindset thinking we're going to lose. We're going to go there, give it everything we've got, get some confidence out of it, see what Leeds do, and if we play the game how we want to play it, they may be not used to that, and who knows. But we'll certainly go and give them a good crack.
Just finally then, just explain how big this game is for the club, not just on the pitch but off it as well, for us as a club. How do you see it affecting us?
For a club, it's great. You know, when the draw came out, the last draw, and Leeds were in it, everyone in that in the draw would have wanted to play Leeds Rhinos at Headingley, and it proved within an hour, you know, of it going out, that we got Leeds. The amount of text message from owners, Super League owners, Championship owners, clubs, and all that. Yeah, here you go again, good, bloomin' Donny, eh? You've got the plum draw and all that, and that's genuine. So you know, everyone was wanting that tie, and I'll be honest, when it came out, I was buzzing. I was running down the stairs and also, yeah, you know. So the players need to be like that and think this is a great opportunity to play against the Super League side. Do themselves proud, and then you don't know, they may end up in Super League in 1 year, or certainly if I was playing, I would be thinking, well, mate, I'm going to get into these, I might get myself a Super League contract, you know what I mean? And that's the mindset you've got to have, and you go and do something special, and next minute the coach is writing your name in his back of his book, and he'll be watching you for the rest of the year, and before you know it, some other Super League clubs, maybe your name starts getting out there. So it's how it happens. It's how it happens. You need a lucky break. Sometimes that's all it takes for you to kick on and then end up going in Super League quicker than you thought. So it's huge for the players. And some of our players are massive Leeds Rhinos fans, so it'll be strange for them, but I bet they're buzzing as well.
Thanks, Carl.
Cheers.